It's Friday, and in 8 days, a nation of just 400,000 people vote on the question that could reshape the 80 years of growing it alone. Today, we are looking at how three fish wars against Britain explain why Iceland has stayed outside of the EU and why that might be about to change. The strategic pivot here is that this topic stopped being in the history lesson the moment Iceland set a referendum date. Between 1858 and 1976, Iceland fought Britain's Royal Navy 3 times over fishing rights. The Cod Wars, ramming with ships and cutting nets with nothing but coast guards and no army at all. Iceland won every round by threatening to leave NATO, since the Iceland's location made it too strategically valuable to lose during the Cold War. Fishing still makes up roughly a quarter of Iceland's economy today, and it's the single biggest reason Iceland has never joined the EU. This Saturday, that question comes back to a vote. The nitty-gritty is that the vote is narrower than it sounds. Iceland already belongs to the European Economic Area, the Schengen, and the EFTA, meaning it already applies most of EU law without a seat at the table. The referendum only asks whether the restart accession talks Iceland itself froze in 2013 after first applying during its 2008 banking collapse, when the failed bank IceSafe alone wiped out savings for over 100,000 Dutch account holders and forced Iceland to borrow more than 2 billion euros from the IMF. The latest Gallup poll has the country split that even, 46 to 46, with 8% still undecided. The deepest risk or the opportunity, depending who you asking, is what this means beyond Iceland. Brussels would gain a rare win, a candidate strong enough to pay in rather than draw funding, at the moment when the EU enlargement's chief in framing membership less around economics and more around security, as the Arctic opens up and Russia's shadows lengthen over the North Atlantic. But fishery remains the fault line. Full membership would mean opening Icelandic waters to EU boats and letting Brussels set the catch limits. Exactly what those 3 wars were fought to prevent. The bottom line, this is not a vote to join the EU, only to talk about it again. But it's Iceland deciding whether the fight it won against the Royal Navy still matters more than the security guarantees Brussels is now offering. The island that once told the superpower no gets to answer yes or no to Europe this Saturday. Follow for more updates as this story develops.